traveled widely in India in pursuit of elephants. He is the author of 11 scientific papers published in national and international journals. He has authored one book. Now we have Dr. Adivaradan on elephant ecology and conservation. Warm welcome from CBCC.
Good afternoon, all of you. I'm basically a wildlife researcher. I've been doing my research the last 50 years across the country. Initially, I started my career working on leopard human conflict. It's a village what he is talking about in the Satyamangalam. That's where the leopard who killed almost 6 people in the village called Dengumarakada. So I just done that to study for my master's thesis. After that, my interest is developed. Then I want to continue my wildlife research. Then I got a chance to join with Indian Science as a project assistant. From then I started working, and then my boss, Professor Sukumar, he is basically an elephant man. He is also from Chennai only. He is now the professor of IISc Indian Science. So his interest only on elephant. So he said, why don't you shift your subject to cardio? You can come to elephant. Because we have a lot of study to do on elephants. Why don't you start your elephant research? Then I started my elephant research from 98 onwards. I worked in Mudumalai, Bandipur, Nagarjuna, Wayanad, and then in Kaziranga, West Bengal, and North Bengal. Yeah. So almost I worked on the elephant country. Now I am going to talk about ecology and the conservation of Asian elephant. Today, if you look at the newspaper, every day some news about elephants. Either elephant entered in some village or got electrocuted or killed someone, some news. So, what are the problems they are facing? So that we are going to see now. Next. Earlier, we heard about elephants. They've been used in a festival, and they used for a timber operation. So elephants will be good for all kind of things. Then they have been using it. Today, everywhere there is a problem. Elephants, they capture elephants, kill them all. This is happening almost every year in Kerala. Earlier it was not there. This is a very recent trend. This is happening very last 4 or 5 years only. Before that there is not such a thing. And then elephants are entering the village. See the wild elephant, people have started feeding them. That's a wild elephant actually. It's in Coimbatore. Then the elephant started, chasing these fellows. One fellow got killed. So this like elephant is being projected as a dangerous animal. Elephant is being projected as a dangerous animal. Next. We have 2 elephants in the earth. One is African elephant. Another one is Asian elephant. What we have is Asian elephant. What main difference? In African elephant, both male and female carry the tusk. In Asian elephant, only male carries the tusk. There is a tuskless male. It's called a magna. Next. We have the distribution of. See the historical distribution of elephants. Now you can see the distribution only in small patches. These are the today's present distribution. Almost now their distribution is restricted to only the 20% of their original historical range. Asian elephant distributed 13 Asian countries. In India, we have 4 populations. One is South, Central, Northeast, and Northwest. Overall population is 40 to 52,000 Asian elephants distributed across the 13 countries. In India alone, we have more than 50% of Asian elephant population. We have a very good habitat. In that, in South alone, is that 13 to 15,000 Asian elephants. We have very good population only in South. Among the South Indian population, there are 3-4 states: Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Karnataka, and Andhra small population is there. Within that, in Tamil Nadu itself, we have a population of around 6,000 to 7,000 elephants. Okay. And then the government of India, they want to protect the elephants because it's mainly categorized as an endangered species. because the habitat threat is there, lot of ivory poaching is there, so we have to protect our elephants. The government of India declared all the elephant habitat as a elephant reserve. Okay, in that, in south, alone we have four reserve. One is elephant reserve number 7, which is the largest and contiguous population, habitat and the population. There is the largest population of Asian elephant found only in the elephant reserve number 7. It starts from Banarkada, from Bangalore, it's come up to Satyamangalam, almost 10,000 square kilometer. This is a contiguous forest. Wherever Asian elephant is extinct, only this place, even another 200 years, elephant can live. So, since people are keep on tracking in many forest area, I don't know whether you are tracked in elephant country or not. So, not much. So, when you enter the elephant area, first you should identify the presence of elephant. Okay. When you are walking, when you are trekking the forest, if you heard any sound, you should not get panicked immediately. You should wait and watch what sound it is. If it is elephant, you could easily smell either the dung, they will defecate the dung, or you could see the pad, footprint. You can see the footprint or feeding site. They will debug the trees or just broken the trees and other things. So these are the indications whether the elephants are there or not in the area. So based on that, you can start moving the forest. Next. Elephant role in forest ecosystem. Why elephants being called as a flagship species in the ecosystem? Because elephants, they are helping the ecosystem both directly and indirectly. They eat fruit one place, they go and defecate the seeds in some other forest area. There is a new plant, germinate. No? Another thing, they are also finding a resource like for other animal, food, water. Even there is no water in the forest area, Lord Sandrup was mentioning that one elephant is dehydrated and died. So elephant is easily can trace where water is. Okay, even the summer area, summertime they just go and dig up the water near the water hole. There is a complete dried water hole. They dig up and they take water. Even other animals also will get water. They follow the elephant. And then dung piles. When elephant defecate the dung piles, you can see the germination. Plants are coming out. Even fungus, even butterflies and mongoose, they will eat the small seeds and bones from the dung. Therefore, it is called flagship species in the ecosystem. These are largest animal, they need larger area. So once if you conserve elephant, entire biodiversity is conserved. Even what he is talking about the birds, everything is conserved. So next, ecology. Elephants are distributed almost all the vegetation type, start from scrub jungle up to evergreen forest. Scrub jungle is now what you see the Murphuthar Kadugal, what we talk about the Murphuthar Kadugal, and then evergreen forest up to West Bengal, Himalayas, evergreen forest. But the density is completely different. What you see elephants, herbivore density in deciduous forest is very higher than in the evergreen forest. Because deciduous forest there will be a lot of grass. Elephants being a herbivore, they need large amount of food to eat. So the density in deciduous forest, like Mudumalai, Nagarpally, Bandipur, these areas, basically it's a deciduous forest, even Satyamangalam, there the density is very high. I think in India, only these three population is high density of elephants found in India. Mudumalai, Nagarpally and Bandipur. It's a continuous deciduous forest. Elephant, they will also browse in evergreen forest. There is no grass in evergreen forest. They have to depend on only the leaves and bark, all these fruits, all these things. So their density is very less. So their digestive system is very, very poor. Their digestive system is very poor. If they eat, it may get digested within 48 to 72 hours. It takes 48 to 72 hours. So therefore they have to eat lot. Their digestion is very poor. About whatever they eat, half of the things will come out in the dung itself. Only the 50% of the things what you eat, then only they will support blood, all the things. But the rest of the 50% is come as the leaves or whatever. So therefore they have to eat lot to meet their nutritional requirement. Therefore, in one adult can consume up to 100 to 150 kg of grass, and then food and then water, 100 liter, 100 to 150 liter of water they are required per day. So they keep, they want to eat 150 kg of food. They have to continuously feed, at least minimum 80 to 20 hours. They continuously always feed. They don't lie down and sleep. Only calf and juvenile animal they lie down and sleep. Adult never lie down. Once adult lie down means that life is gone. You cannot whatever treatment you give, you cannot wake them up. So next, social organization. So elephant is a matriarchal society. No, it is a group living animal. The matriarchal society. Only the female will lead the group. Oldest female in the herd. The parties lead the herd. So they learn other females. The daughter, matriarch, daughter, and then granddaughter. They learn the behavior from the mother. Matriarch. Where we supposed to go in this season? Where we get food? Because they cannot spend all 365 days in one forest. Because resource won't be available. There will be many clans and operating in one area. So they have to keep moving from one vegetation to another vegetation to meet their food and other requirements. So there are group. If you see a herd of 50-60 elephants, that is called clan. That clan, all the individuals in the clan is related each other. They are related each other. And then other composed of group called bond group. The bond group composed of clan. The bond group means the many families and then offspring. There are many families, sister and all these things. They join together, they form a group. It's called a bond group. The family group is the very smallest. You can see maybe 5 animal or 2 animal or 3 animal. Okay. But the bond group you can see up to 10 to 15 animals in the herd. Male, they live solitary life. Once they reach subadult stage, at the age of 10 to 12, the herd itself, they send the male out from the family to avoid inbreeding. Natural mechanism itself, how like behavior that females send the male out from the family. The male have to go out and set up their own home range. Because if they are in the mother natural home range, then there is a chance of trying to make the sister or and other thing. Then the genetic problems come. So they just go out of the mother's home range. Then like there are many subadult come from other families, they joined a bachelor herd. Because once after we finish our college, we are just going out for work or something. We don't know where to go, what to do and all. Like that, once the subadult male go out from the family, they will form a bachelor herd, all the males. Then they started exploring the area where they can establish their own home range. Okay, because this is a large-ranging animal. Elephants are long-ranging animal, unlike other animal like carnivores are not a territorial animal. They need only some 20 square kilometer area is more than sufficient. But for the elephants, we need at least a minimum of 600 to 900 square kilometer they need. So once the male go out from the dispersed from the family, then they will establish their own home range. That is completely away from the natural home range. They live up to 60 years, 60 to 70 years in a good condition of habitat. They live up to 60 to 70 years. In good habitat, we found, they give birth, they will be mature at the age of 10 to 15, but they give birth only 15 to 20. The gestation period is minimum 22 months. 22 months to give birth. So, if you have good condition, good habitat, if the elephants are there, it will, the calving interval is between 4 to 5 years. One calf is become mature for 5 years. After that, the next calf will birth from the same female. Next. Next. Home range. Yeah. What I am talking about the home range is So need a larger area. They need a larger area. You don't get a larger area now. You know what are the problems what we are facing? The habitat fragmentation. Habitat fragmentation and destruction of the habitat. The elephants not able to move. They started coming in inside the cities. Like for example, take Coimbatore. Coimbatore city is extended up to the forest. Now the elephants are coming to the city. The city is extended up to the forest. Therefore, the elephants started using their own area. Similarly, in between Bangalore and Dharmaburi highway also the same. That highway is very recently laid. Even some 1 month back, some 79 elephants they chased from that forest. That area is completely fragmented. Lot of villages, fragmentation is many things like cultivation and then tea gardens, road, railway track, all these things they are affecting the elephant habitat, elephant movement. Okay, so as I said, they need a large area for their movement. They have to live, they need a larger area. Even the home range size for the male is very smaller than the female. Female herd explore. In fact, there is a study done by Bombay Natural Society in Mudumalai. They found the female home range of around 600 to 650 square kilometers. And the male is around 150 to 200. So male home range is very small because they are restricted in a small area. They don't want a very wide area. So the male home range is always smaller than the female home range. Next. Reproductive behavior. Most of the people, we all know that, the must, anyway, after this Kumki movie came, so most of the people are very familiar with the elephants, and they never can't take all these things. When even the male mature at the age of 15 to 20, but they can able to successfully mate only after 30 years. Because only the older bulls will monopolize all the mating. They don't allow youngsters to monopolize the sex. Therefore, they have to eat now. There will be a lot of severe competition among the males. Who will mate the female? Whether it is a female in estrus, who will mate the female? There will be a competition among the males. Then they started eating a lot. Then they put on weight. The entire phase called known as a must. That there is a fluid secreted from the temporal gland. So once they come to the must, they become very aggressive. Why it become aggressive? The testosterone, their hormone level will increase in the blood. They will act very aggressive behavior. Even if you see something, they will immediately chase. Even other elephant, you just go and if they are male, just go and see the female, whether the females are in estrus. There is no female in estrus in the herd, the male started, put a tusk and chase them, just get away from this place. So that time they are very, very aggressive. They are very aggressive. Even if you see anything, even see a small goat, they started chasing. They will always, wander around, see the estrus female. So gestation period is 20 to 22 months. Sometimes they give very rarely give a twin birth. Very rarely give a twin birth. This is the must I am talking about. Or you see this is a young bull, just around 25-30 years old. You could see a small, very light secretion. Even though if it is a must, not necessarily that male will get a chance to mate. Only the older bull. Older bull with a very good tusk, very long and very thick tusk. The shape of the tusk also will attract the female. Okay, so if you look at this bull, this is a very older bull. This will, almost monopolize all the sex. They don't allow others to come into the area. When they are must, they have started, dripping the urine here and there. It's an indication of females that, I am in a must. So, likewise, even the female estrus also, they are also urine dripper. It's an indication of, it's a kind of, communication. Hormonal communication between male and female. Next. Communication. You see elephants that are very large, They have the ears very quite long. Distance is very long. So the distance is long, they can able to hear a very low frequency sound. It's called infrasonic sound. That's how they use to communicate each other. They can easily hear the low frequency sound. That's called infrasonic sound. It is not audible to the human ear. So when clans are operating in an area, there are about 100 elephants going to one place. There won't be resources available. 100 elephants cannot feed in one place. So therefore, they will divide into a small bond group. All the bond group will operate within 5 kilometer radius. Once in a while they will meet. All the clans or the bond group join together. They will meet once in a year. That time they will use the infrasonic sound that will meet somewhere in the water course or something like that. So kind of communication they will use. But others, for example, tiger and leopard and all, they always urinate, scratch the sand, on mud and urinate or put a scat. That is not, again, is no indication of their territory marking. That is also one of the territory marking. That is a kind of communication what carnivore do. But and then they also do the tactile communication. If there is a disturbance, they'll always touch each other. If they, get some smell, human smell, carnivore smell, they immediately they'll alert the other bird members because they have to protect their young one. So immediately they touch each other, we have to be very careful. They should move from the place or we just find out what is there. So that they'll use the tactile communication. They'll go and touch each other, let's move from this place. Otherwise, the place is dangerous. If they get the smell, they started lifting the trunk where the smell comes. Elephant, eyesight is very, very poor. Most of the people think that, elephant can easily visible even, can sight up to 100 meters or 200 kilometers or something. Not like that. Elephant eyesight is very, very poor. Even if you are away, 10 meters away, they cannot recognize some person is standing there. Their eyesight is very, very poor. Their sensitivity of smell and hearing is very high. Even if you are 1 kilometer away, they can smell you very easily. Okay. If you go as closer as possible, then they get a strong smell. Either they just started giving the mock charge towards that direction. You won't even know what it is. Simply give the mock charge. With that body weight, they cannot run not more than 200 meters. They can full run, they can up to only 200 meters they can run. After that they cannot. So people think that elephant has started chasing the elephant killed many people. So most of the human slaughter taken place during the night hours. Mostly the people who drunk and come. Villagers which is located inside the forest, people who drunk, they can come there. They will get killed by elephants. As well, elephant won't, take a revenge or something like people say that elephant take revenge. They started killing. Yeah. So there are a lot of myths, there. But elephant is very gentle, very, very gentle animal. Even if you get some disturbance, they started moving it. They want to protect their young one. They started moving themselves away from that area. Next. Conservation issues. What are the conservation issues today? Is loss of habitat and ivory coast. If you take throughout India, most of the elephant habitat either should be some tea or coffee plantation or some agriculture, extensive agriculture. Recent days, now started a lot of factories are coming up. Like, for example, if you start from Palikarne, that place to up to IIT, the entire place is a Palikarne mosque. The Palikarne mosque is supported by 33 tanks in Chennai. Now, half of the tank is disappeared. Only the houses and buildings, all the things are there. So, likewise, even the habitat, the elephant habitat, there will be a lot of buildings, schools, factories are coming up. there is a place in from Metropolitan we are entering to Ooty, there is a place called Kala. That's where the God section starts. That is elephant corridor. Both side of the road is the private land. Other side of the road, the private land is the forest. So elephant want to cross from that forest to this forest. They have to come through that Arakanite plantation and cross this main road and go to the other Arakanite plantation and go to this habitat. Then there is another school which is now obstructing them. This is what a lot of the people are talking about the elephant corridor. Even Mudumala itself, there is a corridor called Singara corridor. It is a large forest. It is connecting between Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats. Elephants come from Western Ghats, go to Eastern Ghats, and then Eastern Ghats elephants come to Western Ghats. They use that corridor. Corridor is nothing but a narrow patch of forest. One side is a thick, tall mountain, steep mountain. Other side is a deep corridor. So elephant have to move in between. So there is a patch of private land in between the forest. That is a Pata land. So if such that person is just left the land as a forest. His property he can develop. Whether you want to develop a factory or you want to develop a school or you want to develop whatever resort, whatever he can develop. But once we identified as a corridor, it's also little panic it's not doing any activity. Otherwise, that's all. The population cut off. The gene flow between the Eastern Ghats and Western Ghats population will cut off. So there will be a lot of problems. That is a habitat loss. Now then cultivation. See, again, this is the Tengumada area. What Chandru is talking about. This is a mountain. This is a river, Maya river, which is going around the footage. And then this is the cultivation area. See, that's all. See, November, December, you could see a lot of elephants in Maya Valley. Elephants come from Western Ghats, come to Eastern Ghats. Satyamangalam is Eastern Ghats. From Mudumalai they will come to Satyamangalam. They use this valley. There is a village, Tengumada village. It is not a original settlement actually. There is a small village. It is a government land is given to the tribal people. I mean Badaga people who lives in Nilgiris. Government is allocated small piece of land for the Badaga people to cultivate something for their livelihood. So later on what happened? Those people not able to do it. They are not regular cultivated. Though they hired people from outside. So they started small village. Some 50 families first started. Now more than 500 families are located inside the forest. Known as the Pata. But that village has all kind of facilities. When I started my career during 96 there is no hospital. No school. Only one school was there. That's all. Now all the facilities are available. Only one bus will go and come back. That's all. Now all the facilities are available because the population is growing. So population growth is the main impact on elephant habitat. Population growth is the main impact on elephant habitat. So we keep on, all the habitat is enclosed now by people for various activities. Finally end up in elephant-human conflict. Finally end up in elephant-human conflict. Elephants started going to the village and ride the crops. If people come across, they may, just kill them because they have become very completely disturbed. They became completely disturbed by human beings. That's why the conflict itself starts. So, you could see that people and degradation of habitat. People started cutting all these small trees inside of you keep on remove day by day. So 100-200 kg of fuel would remove from the elephant habitat. So to habitat, nothing will be left. Then obviously elephant has to go to the village to eat something. Like they go to the crop field, they started cooperating. And on the process, sometimes elephants also get killed because what the villagers do, they put the illegal electric fence along the cultivated area. When the elephants go there, they will get electrocuted. See, this girl got electrocuted. Okay, this is how the conflict itself is start. You just click the center one, You see how the habitat center one. Just click the center. Just go back. Click the center photo. You can see that the corridor, how the elephants are using the hair. This is a small clipping actually. Yeah.
Double click? No, minimize it.
No? Understand.
Come out from slideshow and take slideshow and then escape.
You will have to shift this window first. It's 2 minutes. Just continue to talk. I'll just give you the video.
So, you take, across the country, in south the conflict is not much. In south, the habitat is not as bad as what we have northeast. Northeast, no. In fact, when I was working in Institute of Science, we had a radio monitoring program, in West Bengal, Buxa Tiger Reserve. We followed 11 elephants there. There every, there is a 2-kilometer village, 2-kilometer forest. 2-kilometer village, 2-kilometer forest. The elephants which found in Buxa Tiger Reserve, they are, all the 100 elephants or 200 elephants is there, no? All of them is a crop rate. They have to go through this forest, the cultivated area. They go on 8 because the evergreen forest, they have to depend only the crows, no? There won't be any grass available. They go to the cultivated area, they started doing the crop raiding and the things. The people also started chasing the elephants. In the process, people get killed. So the average, human death in West Bengal is very high than south. Average some 100 to 150 people are getting killed in West Bengal alone every year. In south it is very, very less. You put all 3 states together, maybe 50 to 60 people are killed by elephant. But northeast is very, very high because the habitat is completely fragmented. Habitat fragmentation is the main reason. Then government also taking a lot of steps to prevent, to stop the human elephant conflict. Like, they are digging up EPT, elephant proof trench. 5 meter and 3 meter width and 5 meter depth. That's the trench which they take along the periphery of the forest so that elephant won't come to the cultivated area. Elephant is a very intelligent animal. Now what do they do? People also does mistakes sometimes. People also want to send their cattle inside the jungle for grazing. So they will close the trench some places. They'll send the cattle. Elephant also just check the place where they can easily cross, then just go to the place and they cross, they come to the village. Then the people say that elephants are right at the crop, we lost this much amount of money, all these things, they talk about it. So this is awareness, we have to create awareness for the people.
It's fine.
Enough, it's fine.
And the video file is there inside. Yeah, same button. I think it's very shaky. This, it's a day-to-day basis.